A man who is willing to risk embarrassment to achieve his goals will always get better results than a man who is too scared to risk being seen to try. You know, there is gonna be a time, I don't know when exactly it will be for you, but there's gonna be a time when you are trying something new for the first time ever, and you're not very good. You haven't got confidence about what you're doing, you don't have skills, you don't have evidence to suggest that what you are doing is even gonna work. You know, you're putting in time, you're learning the necessary processes, and you're taking action. But you know, there's gonna be a while where you're in this sort of weird period where you're putting in the work but the results simply aren't there. Now, most people in that situation have a really hard time. There may be some external pressure. Maybe, for example, they've started making content online. They've started putting videos and reels out on Instagram, and some of their family and friends have started to see what they've been doing. And, you know, despite their efforts, some people have been commenting, maybe this isn't working. I've seen that you've been doing it for a few weeks now, Jeffrey, and you've only seemed to get a couple hundred views. And there are loads of people on Instagram with millions of views. Why don't you try something else? Or why don't you, focus on something that's going to get you some more money? Maybe put more effort into your job, these sorts of things. Now, a lot of people, as I say, will be facing these criticisms, these problems. And look, sometimes it comes from a position of care. Look, if it's family and they don't really understand what it is that you're trying to do, especially if they come from an older generation, they're probably going to look at it from a lens that they have never seen anything like this before. Or, in their generation, that wasn't a way that you could generate income or become successful or build a platform or a brand, etc. So they come at it from a sense of curiosity and care. There is another lens where some people just love to hate on you. So people that you're maybe not friends with, or people that maybe you think you're friends with, are privately sharing your videos from behind your back and sending it to the group chat and laughing about you. And, you get a sniff that there's some of this going on, and maybe it damages you. Maybe, if you're not solid and you don't have true conviction in what it is that you're doing, this sort of behavior can really get to you. Now, a lot of people find themselves in these situations, and when people are bickering about what they're doing and commenting from the sidelines, maybe even people directly critiquing, they find it very hard to continue. They find it very hard to maintain their consistency because the results aren't there, yet they're still turning up and turning up and turning up. So look, a lot of people quit. And they quit potentially where if they'd have just kept going for a little bit longer, their next post or the post after that, they would have had huge success. Now look, this doesn't necessarily need to be down the avenue of content creation. We can be talking about lots of different things. We can be talking about setting up your business. We can be talking about taking up a new sport. Maybe you've been training with a football team for weeks and you've been putting in loads of effort, trying really hard in training. You feel like you've done really well, but you're not getting picked. And you decide, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I've put in so much effort and the coach doesn't see it. But you were about to be in his starting 11 the next week. But because you walked away, you don't get the results. You see, the reality is, when you start something new, it's going to take you a little while to get good. And there is gonna be this period of time where you are a loser. You're a nobody. You have no results. You have no evidence that what you're going to do or what you're trying to do is going to work or indeed is working. People are seeing you put in all this effort, yet you have zero or seemingly zero tangible rewards. Now look, you can allow this to demoralize you, or you can look at it for what it is. Every single person on this planet who ever did anything substantial went through this process. They were called insane. They were called stupid. Their confidence was mocked. Their ideas were deemed to be ludicrous until they weren't. See, the truth is, people will point the finger at you. People will silently judge you. That is a hard truth of life. But they will only do so until what you are doing works. Until the page that you've been working on for so long finally blows up and you get the followers that you've been hoping to reach and hoping to impact for all this time. You know, you start to get picked for your sports team that you've been working so hard at, and you start to score loads of goals and you have a wonderful season. You know, people were saying you're putting in so much effort, turning up to training twice a week. You're not even getting picked. Why are you doing that? And then when you start playing and scoring, everybody has a different perspective. You know, let's say you have been, hey, I mean, we can even look at shows like Britain's Got Talent, learning an instrument. A lot of people in the past, at least in England, you know, it wasn't the most traditional route to go, but there were a lot of young guys in England who learned instruments and learned how to sing, and they signed up for these talent shows. And I'm sure people were telling them, you know, it's a waste of time. You know, only one person wins the show. There's loads of other talented people. And there are examples of people who, you know, weren't necessarily deemed to be the most talented, who went on to do fantastic things, you know, win the show, etc. I think of One Direction. I mean, they're not personally a big inspiration of mine, but you can see, you know, those guys, they were talented, but they weren't favourites to win the show, or at least I don't believe they were. And, well, you know, look what happened to them. It's probably the strangest example I've given on this channel, but it's an example. Anyway, look, the point I'm trying to get across is that there is going to be a substantial period of time whereby you are no one, especially when you're starting something new. You must embrace it. You must not allow it to crumble you. You must make a firm commitment to yourself that you are going to see this through until such a point arrives whereby people see you in a different light. You have to enjoy the criticism. You have to bathe in it. People, you know, if people say things about what you're doing in a negative way, remember their critiques, write them down. Enjoy it. Use it as fuel. Use it as motivation. I remember people, you know, commenting on this page saying, you're not going to get 500 subs. You're not going to get 1,000 subs. Here we are, 3,000 plus. And I'm sure there's going to be people who comment mean things and continue to do so for a long time. And I will continue to enjoy their critiques. You must do, guys, because if you don't, and you don't become comfortable with criticism and comfortable risking embarrassment, you're going to stay where you are. A man must risk being seen to fail. That is far, far better than living a life of comfort, living a life where you avoid taking risks and get to your older years reflecting on your life, looking back and thinking, I could have done so much more. Thinking I could have done so much more. Telling your grandkids, you know, don't make the same mistake as Pop Pop. You know, join the sports club, invest the money, start the channel. You don't want to be doing this. You don't want that to be your reality. Swinging on the front porch with a long list of regrets. No, don't allow that to be you. It's not gonna be you. Stick at it. Stick at it. People are going to call you insane. People are going to call you crazy. People are going to mock your ambition. Hey, you're going to have supporters as well. This isn't all negative. You're going to have people on your side. And the exciting thing is, the faster you start to grow, the more people that actually start to believe in you. People start to really be there for you, recommend things for you. And I'm noticing that with this channel. I appreciate all of you guys that leave nice comments and constructive comments and, really get involved. It makes this so great. It's a great community we have here. And I'm enjoying all of you. Thank you very much. But you'll notice when you start to do your own thing, yes, there's going to be some people that try and put you down because they don't like seeing others elevate above themselves. And it's not exactly hard, because when they do nothing with their lives, you got to be next level loser to be on their level. But they don't like seeing anyone progress above them. They don't like seeing anyone progress in general, because it makes them feel like they are inadequate. It makes them feel like you think that you are better than them. And it's not about that. From your perspective, it's not about that. It's about being the best version of yourself. But because they are so empty and they are so full of nothing, they make it about themselves, and they really internalize this hatred for you and hatred for anyone else doing better than them. But enjoy it. Enjoy their hate. Enjoy their doubt. Enjoy the fact that they are questioning your ability to succeed. Because when you do succeed, it's going to be so sweet. And sometimes these people, they turn it around. Sometimes they see your success and you actually inspire them. You can turn a hater into a supporter, and that is a powerful thing. Not all hope is lost for these guys. It's possible that they can turn things around. And I hope every hater turns it around and starts doing things that fulfill them and starts to take risks. But look, as I said as well, you're going to have people that support you. But as I mentioned, the whole point of this video, there is a stage whereby, you're on your own. You're grinding, you're putting in the work, the results don't seem to exist yet. Stick at it. It will pay off. It will work. It is just a matter of time. It's just a matter of consistency. But if you allow, your fear of being seen to fail and your fear of putting yourself out there to consume you to the point that you don't take action, you never will. And you will essentially live a life controlled by people who actually don't even care about you. And that's a sad state of affairs. Take your life into your own hands. Take control over your future, your destiny. Yes, there's going to be some hate, but ultimately that hate will be converted into support with your success. And the only way you're going to do that and achieve success is by staying in the game. So look, risk failure, risk embarrassment. You'll hear this from hundreds of successful business owners, athletes, actors, CEOs. They'll all tell you the same thing: risk embarrassment. It's not going to work straight away. It's going to take some time. But if you stick at it and you have tunnel-like vision, not allowing the hate to get to you, not allowing doubters to get to you, but actually enjoying their hate, enjoying their pessimism. If you adopt this strategy, things will turn around and you will be propelled towards success even quicker. Anyway, guys, if you took some value from this video today, Be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below. Check out the links down below in the description if you want to work with me on a one-to-one basis. I do offer my one-to-one coaching services. There is a link down below in the description of this video. Simply click the link, book yourself a slot, and I'll see you on the other side. As always, guys, thank you for your time and your attention, and I'll see you in the next one.